Hello, my most amazing artists. How are you today? Today I'm talking with my 1G scholars, and we are going to look at some different things that have to do with cave art, but we're also going to look at a famous picture by a very famous artist named Henri Matisse. And we're looking at one of his pictures because it has a lot to do with the element of art called line. And when we are making our cave drawings, we're going to use line a lot. So the first thing I'll do is show you the artwork by Henri Matisse. This is called the Swan. You probably recognize that it's a swan from its long, curvy neck. Swans are animals that swim on the lakes and the ponds, and they have big wings and long necks. And the thing that is so interesting about this picture is that Henri Matisse used lots of different kinds of lines. So we'll talk about those in a minute, but first, get Larry ready because we need to practice our lines. Larry the line is a friend of mine. He can make 3 straight lines for me. Vertical, diagonal, horizontal. Any curve he can learn with a twist and a turn. And when he's out of his tangle, he makes a great angle. Any line he can make. After all, he's a snake. All right, if you didn't say it with me, rewind the video and do it again so that you can practice your lines. All right, now, do you see any vertical lines in this drawing? Point to them. Hopefully you're pointing right about here. How about horizontal lines? Point to them. Yep, I hope you're pointing to these ones up here and across here. Now I'm looking for a curvy line. Ooh, there's lots of curvy lines. Maybe the most obvious one is the long neck. There's also a curvy line here, and there's little curvy lines in the feathers. Yeah. All right, one more. Where do you see diagonal lines? Point to them. I saw them down here too. Okay, so that's a review of lines. Now, Henri Matisse was a very famous French artist, and he made lots of different kinds of art. In fact, this kind right here is oil on wood panel, and it means that he painted this with a thin paintbrush with oil paint on a piece of wood. And it's kind of like a line drawing. Henri Matisse is not only known for making pictures like this, line drawings, he's also known for having an amazingly long artistic career for creating many different styles of artwork. One of the ones that he's really famous for is the kind of artwork he did at the end of his life when he was too sick to paint in his normal way. He started to do something called painting with scissors, where he had big pieces of colorful paper, and he would take these big scissors and he would cut out these big shapes, and then he would have his assistants help him kind of put them up on the wall in different kinds of compilations, and he made amazing artwork with paper cutouts. So we will study him again and again in our art history time. But right now, I want to go back to the idea of the cave art that we were learning about since we are studying ancient history in 1G. So in class, or on my first video, you saw me talk about the artwork that was found in the cave of Lascaux in France. And so here is a picture of running horses from the Cave of Lascaux. And it is something that shows that the people that lived in that area 17,000 years ago, it shows that they had lots of wildlife around them that they interacted with. We saw horses and kind of like a hairy buffalo, like a bison. We saw reindeer with big horns. Take a look at this picture of cave art. Do you notice something right here? What do you see that is not from an animal? Did you see that handprint? Handprints are common in cave art. This one looks like it's kind of like they painted around the hand. So this shows what scientists think is how they did that one. This would be someone, a cave artist, putting their hand up on the wall and then blowing pigment or like powdery paint around the hand to leave that hand imprint so that you could really see the human imprint of the cave artists. It also shows that the paintings that they did of the animals were sometimes life-size, that they showed that their hand would be that big, but the animal was that big. So those handprints are definitely a clue to the past. So we in class, or you on the video if you're a distance learner, drew this as our first step of our project. And today, in a different video, I'll show you how to color it in with chalk to make it look even more amazing. But first, I just wanted to show you a couple more pictures of some cave art. Now, there's a cave also in France called the Cave of, what was it called? The Cave of Chauvet. And I just wanted to show you a couple pictures from a book. All right, look at those interesting animals. And this picture here I thought was great. Look at the curve of those horns. Aren't those amazing? Love it. All right, and then one more thing I wanted to show you from here is that they have a close-up of the reindeer from the Cave of Lascaux. And it says that these ones look like the artist painted them so it looked like they were swimming in a river. Yeah, those are kind of cool. All right, so I hope you can remember now that the ancient art, that is the oldest art that we have found on our planet Earth, are from some caves that the cavemen were in many thousands of years ago. And we're using that to inspire us to finish our first art project for 1G, the cave art animal. All right, I'll see you in another video.